Hello and welcome to Review the 250, your first stop for all the latest and greatest movie news, reviews and analysis. Right, well today I'm moving on to part 3 of my video that I'm doing on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, collecting all the latest rumours, news and trying to make sense of what it all means, explain it to you as well as I possibly can. So today is part 3. The previous 2 parts I did yesterday, so if you haven't seen the first 2 parts yet, go and have a little look on my channel and feel free to click subscribe whenever you like. Right, well I'm going to jump in straight there with Phase 3. So Phase 3 is commencing November 2015, and that is the film directly after Avengers Assemble 2, which is being released in May 2015. So they're going straight in there with another film. We actually know what the next film is, and that film is going to be Ant-Man, released 6th of November 2015 in the US. UK will probably be around about that time as well. Now, Ant-Man, what we know about it so far is very exciting. I personally, as a film fan, it's my most anticipated movie of 2015, let alone Avengers 2, let alone anything else, let alone Star Wars, let alone anything. This is my most anticipated movie. Because, for a start, it's directed by my favourite director of all time, which is Edgar Wright. He's recently just finished his Cornetto trilogy, which is, of course, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and The World's End. I'll be doing a review on The World's End when it comes out, which you can see on my blog. And very, very exciting. He did Scott Pilgrim as well, and I just absolutely love him as a director. Not only that, but I really love Ant-Man the character. He's really great. He's bit of background on the comic character for you. His name is Hank Pym, and he's a doctor, and he found a way to shrink himself using a serum. And since then, and in the comic book origin, he found his way into an ant's nest, befriended a friendly ant. They got to know each other. Don't know what happened, but he built a device that enabled him to talk to ants. And if you read like a few of the original Avengers, you can get them. You can download them on the Marvel app. You can download like an ebook comic. Have a little look on the origin story. Have a look on YouTube. But he's a really great character. And also the writer's Joe Cornish. People know him from he directed and wrote Attack the Block. And he also wrote Tintin. You know, both quite big films in their own right. And so it's quite an English influence on it, but it's very very exciting film. Another thing about it is that Armie Hammer, you might know him as the Winklevoss twins from The Social Network. They are rumoured to be playing. Well, it's just one person, obviously. He is supposed to be rumoured to be playing Hank Pym, Ant-Man. And the only reason we have that is because there were people saw him and Edgar Wright on set together, giving him a tour. So that's why it's very speculative, but we'll see if it actually pans out. But that's going to be the first film of Phase 3. Well, this is sadly where it gets very speculative, because we don't actually know what the remaining films are going to be. But, as you can imagine, the internet has done its work and has given us some great possibilities. For a start, we know when the release dates of these films are going to be. So, we have November 2015, which is Ant-Man. Then, second film of Phase 3 is going to be May 2016. Then, July 2016. And then May 2017. So they're still trying to go for 2 films a year, which is the pattern we've seen so far. But the problem is, obviously, we don't know what films are going to be. We do have some good ideas, though. Early on in this year, the producer, Kevin Feige, has dropped a hint that Doctor Strange is one of the characters they're looking into. And I think this would be a great idea to do an origin film on Doctor Strange, because he's a really great character. I'm going to put a link to the description of 2 origin stories. I'll put a link to the origin story of Ant-Man, and I'll put a link to the origin story of Doctor Strange. I think you'll find them very helpful, and they're very good. I'll just look in the video description and they'll be there. Obviously, the casting is purely speculative. They haven't even announced a film, but people said that Patrick Dempsey would look very, very good in the role, which would be great. So there's really, they'll probably announce it at Comic-Con 2013, which I think is around about the 20th of June, 20th, 25th, something like that. So that'll be very exciting. Another character that has been rumoured to have been in development is Black Panther. I don't know whether they've got an origin story video on Black Panther, but I'll put it in the video description as well. He's a very good character. He's in the comics. He's actually married to Storm, the X-Men character Storm, which is interesting. But that's another rumoured character to be in development. Now this might be regarded as one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood. It might be a complete red herring, but the actor Vin Diesel just had immense success with his most recent Fast and Furious. If anyone's seen it, I thought it was great. He a while ago, a few months ago, changed his profile picture on Facebook to the picture of Vision. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to Vin Diesel's Facebook profile as well, so you can see the source for yourself. It's him as Vision, and there's just one of Vision. Now Vision is an android in the comics, and he's quite a good character. He's been in the Avengers quite a while, and he was indirectly created by Hank Pym. You see, so Hank Pym created a robot who created Vision. So you can see if they're going to go with an Ant-Man film, it might be reasonable to see how they're connected, and therefore Vin Diesel might actually be Vision. And also another little confirmation we've had is that he actually put a status as well the other day, I think only like last week or something, that Marvel have requested a meeting with him. So far in my eyes it very much looks like he's going to be playing Vision, which will probably be the storyline in the Ant-Man film. So we'll see. But because of that, I therefore don't think that Vision's going to have his own film. So we've got three dates that have no films attached to them. And I don't think Vision's going to be one of them at the moment, simply because of that. I think the storyline fits in well, I think everything's right. Maybe he'll have more of a job in Avengers 3, but I don't think he'll have his own film at this point. And finally, the biggest rumour surrounding Phase 3 maybe needs a little bit of an explanation first. You see, Joss Whedon, with Avengers and every single film has been very true to the comics, amongst one or two daft little quirks. The storylines greatly have been very true to the comics. Even the little lines, even the dialogue, everything. And that's good, because the comics got such a rich history. I think it's good that they're keeping to it. There is quite of recent times has been quite famous comic book called Planet Hulk. And what basically happened is Planet Hulk is Hulk gets sent away because he's too dangerous to stay on Earth. I've read it myself. I think it's great. And what happens is he gets sent to this planet by mistake. He gets sent to the wrong planet, and he's there sold as a slave. And so literally imagine Gladiator starring Russell Crowe, but starring the Hulk on an alien world where it's been sold to. Now that I think as a movie would be great. And so for people who, I'm not going to give away the ending of the book, but he ends up going back to Earth in a graphic novel called World War Hulk, and getting revenge on the people who sent him away. The people being a secret gang called the Illuminati, but they've got Fantastic Four. Tony Stark's the main guy in it who sends him away. So he comes back to get revenge. And of course, a website called Latino Review reported that Joss Whedon for Avengers 3 is working on a storyline that involves World War Hulk. Now this is very exciting because it means that if this is true, it might insinuate that for one of the two, either May 2016 or July 2016 release dates, that we might be getting a Hulk movie or a Planet Hulk movie, seeing him return, and then in Avengers 3 we might see Hulk, the bad guy, so the Avengers battling the Hulk, which would be absolutely, mind equals blown. Literally the most amazing thing to happen would be that. But obviously if that happens, it's got ramifications on what the release dates are going to be. So for example, if that did happen, we'd probably see a Doctor Strange would probably, I think, is one of the front runners. So we'd see Doctor Strange, and then maybe a Hulk or a Planet Hulk, and then we'd see the Avengers either immediately after or soon after. So that's the Planet Hulk idea, but like I said, it's all speculation, But if you read the original, I'll try and get a link to the original Latino review article and put that. It's going to be a very crowded description box today, but see what you think, because that would be an amazing storyline if that really happened. But like I said, it's all speculation, it's all rumours. So you might be thinking then, we've got 3 release dates, what's going to happen? Well, something peculiar is happening so far. In the first phase, there were 6 films. In the second phase, there were 5 films. But in phase 3, so far, that there is only technically 4 films. This is very strange because, I mean, so far we haven't seen a lot of direction after phase 3, so we don't really know what's happening in phase 4, and to be honest, it's so far in the distance, no one particularly cares at this point. But it makes me wonder whether they're going to announce 2 more dates and go for so we've got May 2017 is the last one. Wouldn't surprise me if they go November 2017 and then go for May 2018, and that would be the Avengers 3. And therefore you've got 4 films to do origin stories, you've got all that, because so far if they keep the dates like that, you've got Avengers 3 is going to be May 2017, which means you've only got 2 films. Now, unless they put existing characters in these 2 films and kind of make it more of a crossover film, like have a kind of Captain America 3, but then have them all come into it, I don't really see how they're going to do it. So, I think my first prediction at this point is that they're going to add more dates. That's my first prediction. I think they're going to make it. I think they're going to make it a 6-film phase. There's no particular reason for that. I just think that it would be kind of daft not to, have a bit, milk it a little bit more. So, it just makes sense. Unless they really want to get Avengers 3 in immediately after the success of Avengers 2 and Avengers 1. We'll see what happens. Because at the end of the day, 3 years is a long time to wait between films. So we'll see how it goes. For the May 2016, which is the one after Ant-Man in November 2015, as always, that slot did very well for Iron Man, did very well for Iron Man 2, and it did very well for Iron Man 3. But unfortunately, we're not going to get an Iron Man 4 in that May slot, unfortunately. And the reason for that is we don't have Robert Downey. As I explained in my previous video, we don't have Robert Downey Jr. We only have him for Avengers 2 and 3. We know he's going to be in Avengers 2 and 3, but sadly not Iron Man 4. So that's out. One thing I'd really like to see is a Hulk 2. Simply because Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, we haven't really seen him much, which is a shame. And plus, that there's real opportunity to go for this whole Planet Hulk saga, which would be absolutely amazing. To see that on a big cinematic stream would be great. We'll see. I'm not so sure. Doctor Strange, which is an origin story. Now, there's something else. There's another reason why I think they're going to make 6 films out of it. Is because having 2 origin stories out of 4 films, it's a bit risky. They're only doing this with 1 new film in phase 2, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy #1. And I think that's okay because it's coming off such a successful franchise, it's such a successful universe. I think it'll cope. But will 2 unknown characters cope unless they've got heavy interaction with the existing characters? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that's another reason why I think they'll add another 2 films. But there's always Doctor Strange. There could be Thor 3. Could be Captain America 3, or it could even, depending on the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, they could also incorporate Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We'll see. We really don't know at this point. Between May and July, it's really unclear at the moment. Final prediction. This is it. End of the video. Final rundown of the last prediction. If they're going to keep the 4 dates, then my prediction is they're going to be Ant-Man, then Planet Hulk, then Doctor Strange, and then the Avengers 3. Avengers 3, of course, featuring Robert Downey Jr. And we'll have, I think there'll be Planet Hulk in Hulk 2, and then we'll have World War Hulk in Avengers 3. I think that's how it's panning out. I think Thanos will be more Avengers 2, if that pans out. If they're not doing Planet Hulk, at all, I think it'll be Ant-Man. I still think Doctor Strange is going to be July, I don't know why. And then I think it could be a complete toss-up between Hulk, Thor, Captain America 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, I don't think Vision and Black Panther are going to get a movie at all, because I just don't think it's in the cards. And we know Iron Man isn't, so I don't think that either. And then, of course, I think Avengers 3, as long as they're keeping 4 films, Avengers 3 will obviously be the May 2017 one. And then, of course, if they're doing 6 films, which I hope they do, I hope they do 6 films in this phase, then I think they could do all of them. So they'll have Ant-Man, they'll have Avengers in May 2018, and then the 4 films in between could either be Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange, Captain America, or Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So it completely depends on how many things, and I think we'll know a lot more at Comic Con. So have a look at Comic Con, come back, see if I was right or not. I'd be interested to see if I was right or not. That's it, I'm afraid, for phase 3. So now you're completely up to speed. Thank you very much for watching these 3 videos, and keep tuned. You can come and see my blog. My blog is at review250.blogspot.co.uk. You can follow me on Twitter at review250, hashtag review250, or my Facebook page is facebook.com/review250 with a capital R. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching these videos, and I'll see you again. Thank you very much. And whatever you do, please subscribe.